A very warm welcome to all our viewers on behalf of Women TV India on our serial Your Health Matters. Our mission to make awareness for women for mental, emotional, and physical problems. I, Alpana Shroff, advocate and title queen winner for Elegance India World 2021 and Women of Substance Award for Education. Our guest for today is Sangeeta Shah. Sangeeta is a Theta healing master. She has a science certificate. She is a past life regression coach. She is a clinical hypnotherapist, a hypnotherapy birthing practitioner, balancing emotional empowerment technique founder. She is a cell regeneration practitioner, major and minor chakra practitioner, and many more modalities. She has more than 20 years of experience in the field of alternate healing and energy therapy. She's a founder of Cesta Healing Studio. Can you tell us more about this, Sangeeta?
Sure. So, first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's truly an honor to be on your channel, Women TV India, and truly an honor to be with you on this platform, Alpna. So, lots of gratitude and thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
And I guess majority people are very much unaware of the energy healing. Though the term energy is something we use very randomly in our conversation. And we do say that today, energetically, I'm feeling drained, I'm feeling down. But exactly at a molecular level, how do we generate that energy with our emotions? We have absolutely no clue about it. And how to retain it back into us. That also is something which we are unaware of. So today we will be like discussing more on how people should know the emotions are impacting their energy bodies and how they can retain it into balance, how they can uh, allow the different aspects of their lives to be changed by just knowing that that control panel is within themselves.
Actually, true, Sangeeta. Emotions play the most important role in the health of women and everybody else.
Yeah,
And also, you are the founder of Cesta Healing Studio in Mumbai. And could you tell us more about this?
sure. So, before I start talking about Cesta Holistic Healing Studios, so I would like to introduce my own journey about it. So, I started my journey 20 years back into it, being a homemaker and not from the science field as well, because I suffered with severe migraine for years and had been to different places, different alternate modalities, the medical help. Like I took medicines and probably like all the possible things that I could do. We stayed in Mumbai and like I had been to all the possible doctors, but the migraine went on increasing till it started giving attack on my tongue and it started giving attack on my throat where it will get choked up and I could not even like many times will remain vegetable for 24 hours. And that is where I started my journey into learning alternate healing and to understand what is beyond physical body. And my quest or my thirst for knowledge also started getting satisfied into it, and eventually learning mind body connection, may that be clinical hypnosis, past life regression, EFT, B technique, inner child, theta healing. So there are like multiple of them. Like I have more than 60 certificates now. And I started practicing because as my migraine got healed, people started coming and I started like working on people. And then I realized that whether it was cancer, whether it was a money problem, whether it was you're not getting admission, your house not getting sold, so any physical problem, anything which is a block or a problem in our life is so much associated with our own selves and we can change it. And so we found Cesta Holistic Healing Studio 8 years back as the work was expanding. Today, Cesta Holistic Healing Studio teaches a lot of this Theta healing workshops. We teach past life regression. We teach balanced emotional empowerment technique. And apart from that, people come to us with their problems also, and they take one-on-one sessions as well. We even do free charity work.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Amazing and impressive journey, I must say, Sangeeta. It's
Thank you.
really, really amazing.
Thank you.
And you're also having a happiness. Can you tell us more about that happiness coach, as a happiness coach also?
Yeah. So anything which is not working in my life is making me unhappy in my life because my happiness is dependent on somebody else or some other factor. So when people come to us and they realize that happiness is a state of mind and which is like right within us, we help them holding their hand in that journey to release that dependency on other factors and connect to our soul's element of joy, like actually moving beyond being happy and being very joyful. So in India, how we say that एक सुख है एक आनंद है, and sukh is
Huh.
dependent on somebody else, but anand is my nature, my element. And
Yeah.
as a coach, we guide people, we help them to identify their own happiness quotient and without being dependent on other factors to find their own happiness. And we have multiple programs associated with that.
Yes, yes. As they say, that material world is a place for dukhalyam or sashwatam, that is for unhappiness. But the only true happiness you can find is by taking God's name, spiritualism. So, based on that same principle, how you get the inner happiness is what you are working upon, and that's really wonderful.
Yeah,
And
the only
now I,
one difference, Alpna, like here, we believe that physical body is the vehicle. So we are not even against the material world. We are like you, like the breath that you breathe in is in abundance. So why the money or anything else should be a problem for you? So that is also in abundance. And the divine itself, like it's the bottle of abundance which you can connect and attract it into your life without being judgmental. Just connect to your own element.
very good, very nice, very happy
And
to hear that. Can you tell us about your journey towards empowerment?
sure. So honestly, when I lived my post marriage 20 years, so I was a gold medalist before I got married, and there were many things which was giving me identity, worthiness, recognition. And a human being is so much wired with all these things that we get addicted to all these things. And when I got married, suddenly taking the role of the daughter-in-law or a wife and program that you must be present for them, you must do that, somewhere you start moving in a journey where I stopped doing what I like to do. And without ever, before even you realize, I think you have lost yourself. And that was the phase where I became mother of three. And but I had, by then I was somebody's mother, somebody's daughter, somebody's daughter-in-law, wife, but I Sangeeta was missing there. And then multiple problems that started with the health, multiple problems that started where you are not confident about your own self. So my journey started with hypnosis, and the minute I understood the mind body connection, there was a part of me which was completely absorbed in that knowledge to understand that the power is within us. What we think, we create. And where I'm feeling very helpless, where I'm feeling very stuck, may that be relationships, may that be where you are not confident of yourself, may that be whether you are questioning yourself, am I good enough? Am I doing it correctly? Am I capable one? So at the age of 40, like, I guess many of women think like me, what can I do now? Especially I belong to the family where we had traditional values and all, and then, like, probably whether we call it being conservative or not, I don't know. But you believe that I am supposed to be like this. But the end result was, well, I have no clue who I am, where I am, what am I heading. And in this whole journey of learning the subconscious mind, learning
Absolutely.
that what
Yeah.
is the journey of the soul, how does the soul actually travel across time and space, I opened up myself. I started witnessing my own past lives. I started getting answers which I was not getting. And shockingly, the medicine of 20 years, which had not worked, but after seeing that one particular past life, suddenly my migraine attacks completely stopped. And from nowhere, people just started walking in, forcing me to work with them, where I'm saying, but I don't want to work. I am here for my own self and I want to learn it. And they forced me. And then I think the life changed completely, Alpna, where you start
Oh,
witnessing miracles happening, whether it
beautiful.
was fourth stage lymphoma Hodgkin's case, whether it was PCOD cases, whether it is the genetic disorder cases, in fact, the case where the
Oh,
whole ovary got regenerated. So then you
oh,
start believing that power is right within us, and then it became a mission for us or Cesta to spread that awareness in people and to become the biggest institute to empower people emotionally.
wow. And this emotional empowerment, and how does they bring the balance in it? Can you tell us about it? How to bring the balance in this emotional empowerment?
Sure. So, first of all, let's understand the term empowerment. Empowerment is like inclusive of the term power, right? And when I say
Yes.
I'm empowered, like I believe that the power is within me. Now, the only point where we become very susceptible or vulnerable to the other circumstances are where we feel my emotions are not in my control. If somebody comes and tells me something which I disapprove or I dislike, the tone in which it has been said, and I may perceive that as an insult, a part of me is shaken up and there are immediately tears in my eyes. But as per the social norm, I may not express that emotion of sadness and I may not cry it out in front of public. There are times people say
True.
something wrong to you and you may feel that how will they feel about it? उनको कैसा
True.
लगेगा? उनको खराब लगेगा. And then you
Yeah.
suppress your anger there. So
True.
our
Yes. Yes.
anger, our sorrow,
Yes.
people are scared to express their happiness also.
Yes. At
Right?
that particular moment, you go blank. You
Yeah,
don't know exactly how to react and
yeah,
to respond also. Yeah.
yeah. You are probably very numb, and like afterwards people say, I should have said this to them. मुझे
Yes.
इतना गुस्सा आया ना, मुझे लगता है मैंने उसको ये किया होता ना,
Yeah.
but you did
And the
not do
record goes on in your mind. The
it.
recording goes on in your mind.
Goes
Yeah.
on and on. Resentment, regrets, prejudices, grudges. We hold
Yes.
on
The
to
mental
all
chatter is
this.
on.
Yeah.
Mental
And
chatter is on. Yeah.
mental chatter is on for years. And not
For
years,
years.
lifetime after lifetime.
Yes.
There are three soul molecules where we
That's so
hold
sad.
on to this emotions. So,
Oh.
like, just one thing before people understand how to get emotional empowerment,
Huh.
for everyone to understand that your body cells are constantly dying and regenerating.
Right.
And if my body cells are dying and regenerating in 3 months, I have a new physical body. So if I have a new physical body, why is it that the problem I had 3 months before is still existing? If somebody claims to have diabetes, blood pressure, cancer, if you had that problem 3 months before, now your body has changed. Why do you still have it? The simple answer to it is your what you feel, all these emotions, they get trapped into your cells. And when cells are dying and regenerating, they pass it on.
Oh.
So you are still the victim of your emotions. And
I
it
see.
is your imbalance of what emotion you have not expressed, you have suppressed or repressed, which is constantly dictating your life. And as long as I'm in that state of helplessness, I'm still holding on to resentment and hatred. How can I be very complete? Because it drains my energy out. How can I be empowered? So, you want to get into the state of empowerment, you require to be the person who
Because
identifies.
yeah,
Yeah,
diabetes is such a common thing nowadays, and the true way of removing it, medicine doesn't have the permanent solution either. So it is related to mental, emotional problem. And today we can hear more about this, like, and how women can create emotional balances in their career and their life to bring the emotional empowerment in their life. So you can tell
yeah,
us about that.
sure. So, just to finish that, like for diabetes or many other diseases,
Yeah,
people say that they are stress related.
yeah, yeah.
Where are you getting stress from? Your emotional
Yes,
imbalance,
yes,
right?
yes.
For women, it is the programming that you all carry. I was a homemaker from a Gujarati medium school, a vernacular medium school student, from Hindi medium to Gujarati medium, and when entered and being mocked by people for my English. And today I teach internationally. So
Wow.
when it comes to our career and when it comes to looking after our home, when you believe that you also deserve and you are a different soul for your journey, what you
Exactly.
are doing as a homemaker is simply a role that you are playing.
Exactly.
In that case, you will be able to prioritize yourself. You will be able to prioritize getting time, taking out the time for yourself. And then it doesn't lead to resentment that I didn't have time only for myself because I'm constantly busy with my family and all. When you are at the office or whatever work you are doing, you are not feeling guilty about it. That why am I doing that? Because when your husband goes or like somebody who is the breadwinner, they go, you don't feel guilty about it because you
Yes,
believe
yes,
it's my responsibility. So everything in life is not your responsibility.
yes, yes.
You are a
And
responsibility.
how the day-to-day routine work which the women do, it becomes a heavier and heavier burden because they are doing it forcibly, and the mind is playing upon them. And when they direct their mind, as you said, to do something to transform their emotion, so that work can also be performed along with your routine work, and your routine seems so light. I believe this is what happens, as the way you're trying to say it. I think this is what you're telling. Yeah,
Yeah, like once I have established the clarity, Alpna, when I'm
yeah.
working, for example, from a homemaker to being a career woman, that shift, it's not accepted by people around you. But since you don't feel guilty about it and you believe into it, gradually the same people start accepting it because they know this is your work time, they respect and honor that. And at this, because you respect yourself, and
Yes,
then they do not even expect that. In fact, like they hold you at a very high space because you can manage both.
yes. It's very beautifully put up by you, and it's really true. Yeah.
Like just for all the women, just believe that you deserve that. Establish a clarity. I wish to do that. So the minute that resentment, guilt factor comes out, the balance starts coming in.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
as a mother plays, as you said, that so many roles. The woman plays mother, daughter, sister, career, as well as housewife. So how do they bring the emotional balance in their life, for this, uh, when the life gets in the way? Because when you're playing so many roles, something or the other is bound to clash. And
Simple
at
answer to
such
it
times,
is, yeah, to know that it's a role I have chosen in this moment, and I am not my role. I am not Sangeeta who is a mother. I'm not Sangeeta who is a healer. I'm not Sangeeta who is a daughter. I'm a Sangeeta who has come here for my own journey. And all the other roles that I'm playing are simply I know at what time how much priority, and I align it with this who I am and who I wish to be truly, the balancing factor starts coming back into your life. And
Yes,
then you
really,
do not,
really. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. Alignment is the main factor to get
yeah.
aligned with yourself while you start your journey for yourself. So that is very, very true, Sangeeta. Yeah.
It's simply like, Alpna, if I have to say, when an actor or an actress is playing a role in the TV, they are very much
Yes,
aware that there is a role I am playing, but I am not that.
yes,
The minute that shoot gets over, they are out of it. So
correct.
it's the same thing in life. You have chosen to play a role, but honestly, you are the director, producer, writer, actor of your life. If you are
Yes,
unhappy about the role you are playing, change the script. And there are
yes,
tools,
absolutely.
like these are the tools which I realized. It's very
Yes,
simple to hear, and it's very difficult to execute, because
true.
people will say, yeah, you said, but how do I align? How do I,
Yes,
because somebody is constantly like shouting, how do I change my roles if I have to listen to the taunt that you are not a good mother or you are not this?
exactly.
So there are these tools like balanced emotional empowerment or theta healing are the tools which I realize these are the tools which made this journey very easy, and each one should actually learn it and understand for the true empowerment how to do that. Because I mean, for me, like in my journey, if you say, like, if I wake up in the morning and I know that today, like, either it is like I'm feeling a heavy head, or I can actually diagnose my dreams, and I know what came in
Yes,
my dream is whether it is going to happen, prediction, or it was a venting out dream, because I teach dream analysis. So if there is something which is showing me something negative is going to happen in my life, I simply sit with myself and start correcting it. And I start like tapping and I start talking about that this is what is going to happen and why have I attracted it as a soul. And like with my breath, we release it and we instill new feelings into us, what we call theta downloads. And trust me, it's so miraculous that the entire situation can twist and change. It just suddenly shifts and changes. It not just helps you with your physical problems, but the situation just changes. If you think that, if a student comes and says that, I have not got admission, I think I'm going to fail, or this is going to happen, and you change to the
yes.
level I've changed my own death door. So it does change.
Yes, this reminds me of the tarot reading also, which I do. It is very small in place of what you do, but it does show us what the day holds for us. And since the future is not set it in stone, we
Yeah.
can work towards changing that negative thing which comes for the day. That you're absolutely true about, how to align yourself, how to get yourself, your life aligned, and once you start doing it, it just falls in place
Yeah.
miraculously. Yeah,
Yeah, and they probably just need to ask themselves one question. Any negative thing, what is it that it is teaching me a lesson of life? And do I
exactly.
need to learn it in a negative way? For
Right.
example, people have in their surrounding the crowd or the people or the family members who constantly challenge them. And they say, no, I bet you can't do that. And then you
Yes.
say, I will show you what I can do.
Yes,
But
of
you don't
course.
need to do that. I mean, you don't need such people who constantly challenge you and then, like, probably you want to prove it to them that, this is how I do it.
So
And
that's where the emotional empowerment plays a role. That's where you have to emotionally empower yourself.
yeah. But what about your journey? Like, I'm very curious to know if, time permits, because
Yes,
you
yes,
also
for
have come a
sure.
long way. And, I mean, entering Mrs. India, uh,
Yes, yes.
the entire thing, and winning a title there, and that how do you balance and bring that balance into your life?
Sure, Sangeeta. Just before that, can I like to ask you a small question was that are our emotions tied to the other person? Like how you say that there is another person who keeps challenging you. So if that is the case, that our emotions are tied with them, so how does a person cut the emotional cord?
Our emotions are obviously tied with other people, because emotion is nothing else than energy in motion, right?
Okay.
So how I have been treated as a, like when I'm born, the tone that parents have used and all that, it impacts us a lot. So people around us, especially people who are very close to us, who stay with us, because what happens is our body has the intellect to
Yes.
release and not to accept what is not ours. But in a family where people are staying together, we have an auric space. Our auras are constantly merging with each other. When our auras are constantly merging with each other, after a while, we do not realize that this is not my thought process, this is somebody else's thought process. It's how, like, people say that a couple, husband and wife, staying together, after a few years start looking same, like, I mean, they look
Yes.
alike.
Yes.
Or yeah, so your own family triggers you the most,
Yes.
because you do not have that boundary. You do not realize that what I'm saying is not my thought process. And many times what happens is, like, even we, each one of us have that at our cellular level. If I'm sitting in a car and I see a beggar, and a thought comes into my mind that poor beggar, like he can't see, he has this. Probably unknowingly, I take in their pain. So there are technical tools which is required, like, because you don't know why are you sad, why are you crying, why are you happy. And
Yes.
emotional cord cutting is a very technical thing to do. You need a
Yes.
session with a qualified practitioner, or you need to learn it. Like, we genuinely very strongly advocate people to learn it, and for many of them to just experience it. Like, we actually Monday to Friday do this work, like on our daily Theta platform. We go live on the YouTube and help people with their problems, that you have this problem, so their emotional cord cutting and lot of things we do. But it is not something which I can explain people and say that you just disconnect. You cannot get disconnected. There are technical ways to disconnect that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so about myself, I'd like to quote over here. Diane Mary Child had said that a woman is a full circle. She creates, she nurtures, and she transforms. So, with that type of attitude in the heart, one has to recognize their own journey, as you said. So,
Absolutely.
while doing that, I also believe in one thing, that I always want to develop both the sides of the brain, which is the right side and the left side. So if you're an academic person, you're left sided, and if you're a creative person, it's right sided. While creativity was my inborn, and my parents used to always encourage us for education, and then I keep on trying creative things, and that's how I tried the beauty pageant and all. And one more thing which I can, just as a message to the viewers from my side, as you have asked me, so I can say that one should always, a woman should always take her intuition, take the risk according to her inner intuition, follow it, and they must work in silence, and make the success make the noise, let the success make the noise. That's
Yeah.
how I had relieved myself. So thank you
And
very much, Sangeeta. Please give
so
us your
yeah, the
contact
last
details.
thing, like
Yeah.
before we end, to continue with
Yes.
what Alana said, your intuition is guiding you. Your emotions are there for you to know that you are human, and emotional empowerment is the way for you to align your own energies, and you are worthy it. Like, it is for you to know that you are here to live life, to live, love, laugh, enjoy. So do believe in yourself and live for yourself.
So
Yeah,
beautifully put by you. And that is, self love is above everything, which everyone has to know, especially
yeah,
our women. Yeah.
absolutely.
I thank you, Sangeeta. I thank Women
Thank you
TV,
so much.
and I thank all our viewers on behalf of Women TV. Thank you,
Thank you
Sangeeta.
so much. Thank you. Bye.